we got 7 boxes from Indy Ridge. Indy Ridge, if you don't know, makes some really cool, nice looking motorcycle boots that are actually dedicated motorcycle boots. They're not boots that you can wear with motorcycles. They're designed for motorcycles, and they're designed to look nice and perform really, really well. Because the dude that owns Indy Ridge, it's a really small company. It's just a small team, and in full transparency, I've consulted with this company a couple years ago. They every once in a while I'll consult with the brand, and when they're wanting a little bit of help with choosing materials and positioning, that kind of stuff. And so early on, in I think version 2 or even version 1 it might have been, I've consulted on them and kind of helped give them some new angles on stuff, some ideas, some quality control on my end of what I would think of the materials. And I like doing that. It's fun. You know, time to time, it's cool to help really small brands to make their products better. And the owner of Indy Ridge, Steve, is obsessed with the protection and the quality. He tests his boots more than any of the brands that we've worked with. They go above and beyond the US standards. They have some other certifications and like safety, I don't even know what they're called, safety standards that they meet that other brands don't have to in the US, but Indy Ridge goes that far into it. On their about page, they say, what we do is risky. I'm not talking about riding. It could be finding a better job, raising a family, doing something new, the risk of not doing something new. Most people don't see the risk they take every day. People forget the art of risk is the best part of life. And as the world changes and time races by, we're forced to face risk head on, so we strap on our helmet and ride straight into it. Steve, the owner of Indy Ridge. The fastest way to turn a yes into a no is stinking. And that's why I like Scentbird, because if I'm being totally honest with you guys, I like cologne and smells so much. I've got like a bunch of different body washes that are like nice manly smells I kind of rotate through that I don't get nose blind, but especially colognes. And the cool thing about Scentbird is they ship you these little vials of different scents that are name brand scents, high quality scents, and inside you have this glass vial. So the scent doesn't degrade, it doesn't melt the plastic or anything. And it goes in this plastic case, so you can travel with it, you can protect them, you can lock it so it doesn't spray. And the beauty of this is they ship you new scents every single month. So what scents do we have here? We've got the Cross River Gorilla by Sanctuary. Ooh, that's really like sweet. I'd use that as a night cologne. Okay, next, Malo, M-A-L-O, Wizard. Ooh, that smells too much like vanilla and coconut for me. I think it'd grow on me though, for sure. But that's the beauty of Scentbird, is they have 700 different scents to choose from. So even if you don't like 2 out of the 3 or whatever, you're not out those big vials, those big bottles of cologne. You just have these, just give it to like one of your nephews or something. So if you're interested in trying Scentbird, use my code 55Anvil to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. And thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. And like I mentioned, I consulted early on in version 2. They're on version 5. And so I'm curious to see how far they've taken it, what they've changed. And the certification I was talking about is CE certification. It's not required in the US, but Steve, the owner, because these are kind of like sneaker-ish, they don't look like safe riding boots. And so his thought was send them all the way to Italy, get them tested, and the results that came back was either one of the 2, a basic pass or a superior pass. And in each of the boots, they actually label those from the height, the abrasion, the puncture resistance, transverse rigidity. And so that's what I meant by going above and beyond. So, and first of all, the guy loves nice art, and so his boxes always have like really cool art. I believe this is a Native American artist that does these. I've got some of these prints from a few years ago that are they're so cool. And then I gave one to one of my nieces and nephews. I was like, you can have this, it'd be cool. And they just thought it was a paint by number. And so just like drew colors and all of them. They actually look cool, to be honest. Then we got these, like, looks like that dot style art. It's pretty cool. Now, let's unbox them. Okay, so it looks like we have 5 different colors. We've got Comanche, Crow, Knight, Armstrong, and Crossfield. Oof, nice. Don't really need a knife to unbox these. I'll show you one just for fun, I guess. This is my new camping knife. This little Tonto blades on the Demcos. They sent us a bunch of these. It's a nice little camping knife because it's wide enough you can You can split wood with it, you can carve with it, you can do basically anything. You don't have to worry about the knife breaking. So, let's unbox them, see what's what. My attempt at a Zelda sound. Okay, comes with a bandana, it looks like. Oh, it's like one of the socks for your head, your face. You know, one of those deals. I ride motorcycles, but not a ton. And so I'm not as hardcore as some of these guys that ride all day, every day. The Phoenix boot collection. Let's see how they look. All right. So you can see what I mean by that sneaker kind of look to it. They look like a super high top, toe capped Converse kind of pattern. You know, lots of redundant stitching all the way through. And the thing that's interesting about these is they look, you know, like a boot sneaker kind of hybrid, but they've got these little protective domes that go over your ankle to protect you. They've got that rigid plate, that transverse flexibility, and then like that more rigid toe, waterproof, all while being kind of a sneaker looking boot, because some guys want to have nice riding boots that they're safe, they're rigid, they're not gonna wear your feet out, you're not gonna vibrate through them. But when you hop off the bike, you still wanna be able to walk around, you wanna look decent. You don't wanna look like, some people don't wanna look like they're wearing giant boots. I do. But for the people that want something a little bit lighter weight, a little bit more breathable, still safety, that's the idea of this, that they look like a sneaker. And pretty cool. You know, so they're kind of a two-tone of distressed brown leather with contrasted with a more, is it kind of gray? It's like kind of a dark brown grayish color. Okay, next. I'll tell you which color I like the most at the end. I always like blacked out anything. Blacked out boots, blacked out everything. Those, I'd wear these over these. This is the front runner right now, the all black. But it's a pretty decent leather, because you can tell it's a nubuck leather that's got a nice heavy wax coat on it, and it's fairly saturated. I don't really know how thick it is. It looks like it's somewhere between 2 and 2.5 millimeters. Now we're on to the other box. Let's see if these are any different. I'm gonna have so many of these. Ooh, perforated black. Ooh, I like it. Ventilated, so it is actually real perforated leather, so you're gonna get more breathability out of it, but it's not gonna be waterproof, right? Oh, and you can see that on the tag here, what I was talking about with that CE rating, 1222. I don't know which one I like better out of the two, the perforated or non. I think I like the look of this one better, but I like the idea of having it perforated for breathability. Because I'm not enough of a rider. I'm gonna be going out of my way to ride in the rain. Ooh, Mexican blanket style. Out of the neck, what do they call these? Motorcycle mask. I like that Mexican blanket style. Anyway, another perforated one. It's softer too. This leather's more malleable because it's perforated. More of that distressed. It's like these are twins and then these are twins, you know. Still like the black the most. The packaging is really high quality. You know, we don't go into packaging too much, but there's a nice slogan. You do what you can for as long as you can, and when you finally can't, you do the next best thing. You back up, but you don't give up. Chuck Yeager. Classic skull face mask. Oh, I like the gum sole. That's what I like, for sure. That's my top pick. So let's rank these. Most favorite, the gum sole. Nextest favorite, all black. Next favorite, perforated black, distressed brown, and perforated distressed brown. So just a quick kind of overview, a little bit about the brand, what they offer, what they look like, some of the features they have. I like showing these small brands because in order to make it as a small brand, you can't just do what everyone else is doing. You have to innovate, you have to do something different. You have to catch people's eye enough that they're willing to trust a small brand, convert to a small brand instead of the established brands. And they're kind of going in different directions. A lot of the giant brands are slowly decreasing in quality because they think they can get away with it, and they're just relying on their good name to sell bad products. Where small brands, they're trying to build up that fan base, that consumer base. And they have to win their trust, they have to earn their trust to get to the point where they're actually big enough to be sustainable. And that's why I like these small brands. And obviously I'm very biased, not just because I consulted on this, but because I own a small company and I know how hard it is, and I know the pain of running a small company. And so I always kind of root for the underdog, especially in the footwear industry. And these guys are doing something pretty unique and different. So I just like it. It's just fun. You know, when you're taking things as far as you can't help but like it. So, okay, that's Indy Ridge. Check them out below. A nice protective motorcycle boot that looks like a sneaker. High quality materials. But we haven't cut it in half since V2. So maybe I'll see if I can get Steve from Indy Ridge to let me cut them in half to show you what's on the inside. So thank you guys for watching this. Let me know what other motorcycle boots you want us to do, because we've been needing to do a motorcycle boot series. So maybe that's what we'll do. We might throw this in the lineup and grab some other popular motorcycle boots and kind of give an overview of the motorcycle boot and shoe industry, and then see where that goes. So let me know which other motorcycle stuff you want us, motorcycle boots and shoes you want us to cut apart for that little series. Might just be one single video. Might cut all of them apart, like 5 boots in one video. So if you want to see it, let me know. Let me know which one you want us to cut apart. Support these videos. Thank you guys for everything you do, supporting this channel, the main channel, our handmade leather goods, and these brands that are making a lot of this possible. So thank you guys. See ya. And don't forget to scan my QR code or use the code 55Anvil to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird.